How many times has one bad day turned into a lost weekend? Or worse, spiralled into a week of stagnation? Excuse me, I'm a bit sick today, so bear with me. You tell yourself you've earned it. You'll rest today, get back on it tomorrow. And before you know it, tomorrow turns into next week. That's it again. To avoid this, I try to employ the 2-day rule. It's perfectly fine, even necessary, to take a day off, to rest, recharge, reset. But once it spills into the second day, it starts to slide. And I'm living proof. Today I was supposed to be at the England versus Australia rugby league game. I had it all planned. But last night, this cold hit me and sore throat, really thick, heavy head, the works. So instead of rugby, I'm here. Slower pace, lem sips, talking to you. By the way, before we get into this, if you like this kind of stuff, the daily checks, the mindset tools, the honest talk, grab my field notes. It's where I go deeper than I can here. Short, no fluff emails for men like us trying to stay on mission. Links down there. All right. When I was younger, especially in the Marines, we wore the not taking a day off as a badge of honour. It's like, who can work the hardest? I think my work ethic came from my granddad. He was once mucking out his cows in the winter. It was absolutely freezing, and he stuck the pitchfork through his foot, and he just carried on. In fact, he was still mucking out his pigs when his kidneys started failing later in life. Rest was weakness. But then not getting the work done had serious consequences as well. Nobody got fed. As youngsters, we ran on adrenaline, didn't we? Pride and caffeine, I suppose. And for a while, that worked. You could get away with smashing yourself day after day because recovery was something your body just did for you. But that mindset doesn't work forever. Once you hit your 40s, it's a different game. The same drive that used to make you strong can start to break you down. And if you ignore your body, it will force you to pay attention. I used to just push through everything. Injuries, burnout, illness, because stopping felt like failure. But over time, I realised it's not the breaks that kill your progress. It's what you do with them. This has been even more important to me since I developed chronic fatigue. I've got to the point where my body said no every day. I didn't want to run. I didn't want to lift. I didn't want to think. So I gave myself a pass. I thought, you've earned a chill day. But one day can turn into 2. 2 could become 3. And before long, you're not resting anymore. You're hiding. That's the trap. There's a fine line between resting and retreating. Now, the 2-day rule is my safeguard. It's simple. Take one day off if you need to. Guilt-free. But don't let it drift into a second unless your body genuinely needs it. Because the longer you pause, the harder it is to start again. Guilt comes from not upholding our expectations. And guilt is an incredibly destructive emotion. It has killed more progress than most things. We fill our minds with should-haves, must-dos and have-tos. So don't have any expectations. And then you can't feel guilt. And that's the point of the 2-day rule. It's slowing down, not stopping. The second part of this idea is something I've started doing each morning. A quick check-in. I call it the mesh test. Because before you set goals for the day, you've got to know where you actually are. The mesh test gives you an ability to check in with yourself. You don't need any fancy tech like a HRV monitor or a cortisol test. And here's how you do it. And here's what MESH stands for. To run through this 4-part checklist and score each one out of 5. You don't need to write it down, but I think it's great to log it so you can see your progress. So if you've got a pen and paper, stick it down. M is mood and motivation. So how's your head? Are you fired up or are you feeling flat? We can check mood and motivation because you can be in a good mood but not very motivated. Or you can be in a bad mood and incredibly motivated. So check in with the both and then average out the score. E is energy. How's the tank? Slept well or running on fumes? The S is stress. Are you under pressure or fairly calm? Also, think about if you're trying to do loads that day, would this add more stress? And be honest. Like the old meditation quote goes, the people that are too busy to meditate are exactly the ones that need it the most. Or it's something along them lines. The H is health. How's the body? Are you fighting something or feeling pretty solid? Are you injured, carrying a little niggle, or are you in good shape? Now the key is, like me feeling sick today, it wouldn't be right for me to go and do a 12-mile training run. Just pile on more pressure and make me feel worse. Now the key is this: base your daily goals on your score, not your ego. If you're scoring 18, 19 or maybe even 20, great, go hard. Now I've never been at an 18 or 19 by the way, but if you score a high score, go hard, push your training, tackle the big projects and lean in. But if you're sitting at 9 or 10, today's not that day. It's not the day to break records, it's the day to protect momentum. Dial the intensity down, not off. Work in, don't work out. I do this every morning now. It takes 60 seconds or less, but it's a game changer. You start spotting patterns, how poor sleep wrecks your energy, how stress kills your motivation, how one bad day doesn't define the week. You start listening to your system instead of fighting it. And that's how you make real, consistent progress. Because consistency isn't about perfection. It's about staying in motion, even when the pace changes. Here's what I've learned about discipline. It's not about being hard all the time. It's about being honest all the time. You can't perform at your peak every day. No athlete, no marine, no entrepreneur can or does. But the great ones adjust. They rest before they break. They adapt before they crash. And that's what the 2-day rule and the mesh test do. They give you feedback. You're not guessing how you feel. You're tracking it. You're creating awareness. And that awareness builds self-trust. And when you trust yourself, you stop oscillating between extremes, the all-in days, followed by the can't be asked weeks. You find rhythm. And rhythm is where progress lives. So when you run down, ill like me today, tired, unmotivated, fine. Rest. Take the day, do the basics, eat well, hydrate, sleep, read something useful, watch a film that lifts you. Be kind to yourself. Work in, not work out. But tomorrow reassess. Run the mesh test again. If you're still low, rest one more day, intentionally. Not as an excuse, but as a strategy. If you're feeling better, then move. Even if it's just a walk, a stretch, or a tidy up round the house. That's how you stop one quiet day turning into a quiet month. Mate, the 2-day rule isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's giving yourself permission to rest without giving yourself permission to drift. If you take nothing else from this, remember this line. 1 day off is recovery. 2 days. 1 day off is recovery. 2 days off is a decision. You get to decide how long the gap lasts. So if you're tired, ill, or just mentally cooked, then rest. But do it with awareness. Run your mesh test, make the call consciously, because discipline isn't just about pushing, it's about knowing when to pull back. And if you want to go deeper into tools like this, the systems I use to stay consistent without burning out, grab the field notes down below. It's free, it's once a week, and it's where I share the kind of things that keep me on mission when life gets messy. Remember, it's okay to pause. It's okay to pause your ass. Just don't park your ass. Oh, and don't be